That's what they're
Yes,
talking
that's
about.
what we're talking about. Oh,
Well,
you were reading the comments.
I was reading the
Awesome.
comments, yeah.
So
And so
I'm not
Left,
trying to throw shade on Deltec. I'm just saying that like so we know FTX did about as bad as an entity can do. They just
Correct.
basically jacked everybody's money. I haven't heard claims of Deltec doing that. So what I'm saying is like if Deltec's profitable and they have political influence there, it's in their best interest to lean on their political context to clean up house so it doesn't mess up their deal because they have obviously got some kind of cool deal going. So I think you might be able to get more justice from Deltec's contacts than from law enforcement.
Well, I think that's good. And real quickly, for you to say something here, here was our narrative going to Deltec today. Our narrative today, especially when we showed up and the building was empty, which we'll be telling you a little bit more when we get to the United States about some of the stuff that we found there. But what I will tell you is that we were going with a narrative of wanting to be proven wrong. We wanted to go there and find out it's actually a bustling bank and that it looks good and there's no, people don't need to be worried because everybody who's out here talking about that Deltec is insolvent or that Tether is going to collapse, none of those people are boots on the ground going and looking, okay? So when we went to the building and found out it was being refurbished, we felt better. Like, okay, well, this is completely empty. Nobody's been here in a while, but we'll go to the other building. So we went to the other building and we talked to the security guard and they said, yeah, they got like 10 people there every day. So we're hoping tomorrow morning we're going to go there. They're going to talk to us. They're going to be transparent. We can bring up some of this stuff as well. And we can talk with them and let them maybe try to explain their part and how they can help clean up. Everybody knows, well, not everybody, but Alameda was the #1 holder of Tether. I think they had like 10% of the supply or something like that. They were the number one holder there. So there's a reason why they want to. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah. So there's a reason why we want to go in there and talk to them. I think this is a good angle as well. So we'll let you go ahead, Lincoln.
Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on something. I think that we have to put pressure on this. We have to make sure that the investigation does not take place here in the Bahamas. The persons who are on the board of the Securities Commission are political appointees. And so if there is, I'm not saying there is, but if there is some, political, dirty hands in there, these appointees won't be able to go against the government that appointed them. And so this is a problem. And so they have new appointees that just, were put on board. I prefer for this to be investigated properly. Outside this country, our government is corrupt. They are corrupt terribly. My organization, we recently had a protest. I said the wrong thing. We didn't have a protest. We went to deliver some bills to the House of Assembly.
Yeah.
The government didn't want these bills delivered, and so they a police officer just attacked me.
Wow.
And next thing, I was arrested after being attacked. And so I can't talk about it because it turned into a case. But everyone looked at that and they were like, why wouldn't the government, why would the government in a democratic society do something like this?
Yeah.
What more democratic process do you have than to go to the House of Assembly to deliver a bill?
Right.
And so this is the kind of government that is now running, a government that wants to silence its people. They've bought out the media. They've given media owners positions as ambassadors to silence them. They have bought out reporters, given them jobs. And so, as you can see, no one is really putting pressure to them. No one is properly investigating this.
Well, we do have, what's interesting, we do have, and I meant to say this earlier, actually, we just had a meeting a little bit ago with a guy from the Netherlands who lives here and is a resident here now. And, they're about to file a gigantic criminal and civil lawsuit against SBF personally to not just going through the corporate route. So there are people that are fighting here against this. That's going to be filed on Wednesday. That's a breaking announcement, by the way. We haven't disclosed that. We do have a video with them. I think we're going to put out at 9 a.m. in the morning if you guys want to check that out. But you want to talk about government corruption. The stuff he was telling us about what they're doing on the back end, absolutely terrifying. So
I mean, remember, it's not just SBF that does this. You had a lot of co-conspirators. They had a lot of time to do this. They built this up over years. Even when Enron failed, there's a story about this one guy that got out a little bit early, and he just got to keep all the money. So is that what happens with Trabuco? Like Trabuco got out a little bit early, so he gets to keep all the money. Is that what's up?
I don't know. Maybe somebody can go up to rural Maine and find him. I mean, they didn't think I was going to come down to the Bahamas and find SBF. So maybe Sam T's got something coming for him too.
And what's so crazy about one guy getting out early? I mean, he was, he got away. He was innocent apparently. But now Jeff Schilling is now back out. He did his time, 12 years, and he's out. And that same one guy that got away is now trying to help Jeff Schilling get back into the same business.
Wow.
And so,
and you can't have a better last name than Schilling.
I know, right? And so, if FTX gets away with this, one, our reputation is going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you that Bahamians are not corrupt.
Yeah.
And we want what's best. Our politicians have been corrupt.
Yeah.
But they've kept us under certain handcuffs.
I got bad news for you guys. He's probably going to get away with this. Like, this is what it sounds like to me, dude. Like, the only way he's not going to get away with this is if someone hits him with like a really strong attack from a really harsh jurisdiction in the States. Like, I know someone, maybe New York's a good jurisdiction to do it from.
Well, Texas,
right?
Texas is coming after them for security stuff, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Texas,
but definitely, I don't think securities is the right angle to get teeth into this guy.
I do agree.
Because like securities is not criminal. Guys, you cannot go to jail for securities. The Securities and Exchange Commission.
There is some crossover with the DOJ. If you
but they hand it off to the DOJ, so it's all about the DOJ.
Fair.
Like, if you want to put people in actual prison and deprive them of their freedom, it has to be a Department of Justice matter. And so, like, look, they got what was his name, McAfee, to kill himself. They got enough extradition pressure on him that he ended up dead. So, like, I think the right way to attack these criminals is with extradition, and you're only going to get that in a non-civil manner. It's going to have to be a criminal complaint, and I think the right angle is fraud, because fraud's illegal, and it doesn't have to do with securities at all. This guy made a bunch of public statements on Twitter that he surreptitiously deleted by posting one thing, deleting a thing, posting a thing, deleting a thing. And so his typing happening out was just stealthing his deleting posts.
Yep.
So when his post where he said everything's okay, he deleted that. But then it doesn't show up in like the deletion detectors because he deleted it in short enough time when he posted a new thing that the detectors just look at like raw post count instead of post ID. So like, there's a lot of evidence of this guy saying one thing, doing another thing, and a lot of people in the United States being harmed over it. It seems to me to be, no, look, I'm not a lawyer, but Lord knows I've read.
Richard, you could be anything you wanted to be.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Hey, Ben, can I hop on time with that Richard just said?
Yeah.
So just real quick.
Okay.
No, so just real quick, what Richard said, I think he's on point. So over a decade in DOJ, you need to find DOJ to put their teeth in this guy, right? Mm-hmm. Currently, there's no motion to extradite, but you need one. DOJ is going to have a stronger reach of tentacles with the marshals and all that, as opposed to a state. Now, why is DOJ a better opportunity for us? Because of wire fraud. You're going to have wire fraud, which is going to be interstate commerce, and you're going to have that from DOJ. The problem is when you look at the funds that I've looked at all week, when you look at the money from, I don't want to go off on this tangent, but when you look at third world, third parties, other countries funneling back to FTX being a major donor, what are the odds that Merrick Garland, a department I used to work for, what are the odds Merrick Garland is going to tee off and really have DOJ go after their second largest donor after George Soros?
Well, I think they're great because they know he's not getting no more money to him. I think they'll eat him instantly.